Hi guys, Brazen Braden here, and I have just completed Deus Ex Human Revolution, which was developed by Eidos Montreal and published by Square Enix. Like the Thief or Hitman series, a large aspect of Deus Ex is the use of stealth, which I love. I have fond memories of the first Deus Ex, which I think was released around 1998 or so, and unfortunately I never got my hands on Deus Ex 2, Invisible War, but I heard negative reviews on it, so maybe that's not such a bad thing. Anyway, let me jump into the various aspects of the game and give you my thoughts. The basic storyline goes as follows. You play the character Adam Jensen, who is an ex-SWAT hired as security at Sarif Industries, the leader in augmentation and human evolution. The company gets attacked by unknown terrorists, and the love of your life is killed, leaving you barely alive, but thanks to the company's scientists and surgeons, your life is saved due to augmentations. You make it your mission to get to the truth and revenge the attack on the company and the death of your love. How romantic. Graphically, while the graphics are decent, animations are smooth. I love the various ways in which you can take down opponents using either sort of stealth knockout or kill moves that are very fluid, and there's a wide variety of them which are great. My favorite animation is probably jumping off a high structure or tall structure once I obtained the parachute augmentation, if I can call it that. It's almost like Iron Man in a way. It's pretty cool. The audio is great. There's a fantastic soundtrack, which of course alters depending on the environment. The weapons sound meaty and the characters realistic. There's also some great dialogue to be had, and it is good fun to eavesdrop on some of the NPCs and hear them having their conversations, be it politics, the football on TV, or troubles with the wife and kids at home. It can also give you clues to secret areas or passcodes, so usually good to keep your ears peeled, so to speak. Gameplay-wise, the stealth is my favorite gameplay mechanic, and I always aim for the ghost and smooth operator achievements, which are required by getting through the level without being seen or heard. What helps you achieve this is the myriad of ways a level can be progressed through. Blast through secret walls using strength, hack through secure areas, navigate using air ducts. The choice is yours, really. If the hacker vibe is not your thing and you prefer the all guns blazing technique, you can spend your Paraxis points, as it's called, on your augmentations to boost up your strength and such, and forget the things like hacking, although I would say hacking is rather useful. You can find passcodes and that sort of thing on to computers and consoles on devices called pocket secretaries, where you can collect automatic hacking devices, but they're quite rare, quite honestly. There are a bunch of little Easter eggs scattered about, and if you're observant, you will discover them. For instance, an email on a computer sent to Kevin Mitnick, who, if you do not know, is probably one of the most infamous hackers of all time, and the movie Hackers 2 was based on his story. There are other computer-based references like Room 404 or Room 801.11, which are computer networking identifiers. I'll let you find out the rest in your own time, so go ahead and play the game. Keep your eyes open and you'll see a little bunch of these little Easter eggs hidden about. The AI, in my opinion, is substandard. Guards will look for you if they are alarmed, but they don't search for very long. They go to your last point of notice, and that's about it. They also don't seem to notice if their comrades just disappear for no apparent reason. Stray weapons on the floor remain there and do not raise any eyebrows, so not all that realistic. Each guard has a specific patrol route and will not stray from it, so it's easy to plan your maneuvers. This is obviously for playability, as random movements from guards will make it very difficult to get through the level. But I have not tried the game on max difficulty, so maybe that does add a level of complexity by giving guards random paths. Why don't you check it out and find out? What threw me off my game, though, so to speak, were the boss fights. Out of the window goes the stealth, and you're left with full-on head-to-head combat. And if you aren't packing heavy weapons or grenades, they can make life a real pain. resulting in multiple infuriating deaths. I know there's a requirement these days for boss fights in these sort of games, but they should at least give you the option of taking them down in a multiple manners. For instance, you can either go full on strength or use your stealthy shenanigans and sneak up behind them and that sort of thing. All in all, though, I'd say this was a great game. I played it for an extended period of time, so I managed to complete it in 2 days. But I guess that is about the average game length these days. I quite enjoyed the various locations, and each was uniquely different and character-filled. There are a few side quests which extend the length of the game slightly, but what upset me was that the decisions I made in-game, such as deciding to keep someone alive instead of killing them, didn't really make a large impact later on. There are 3 possible endings to the game, with cutscenes, but they are all made at the very end, so just hit save before you press the buttons, and you can load up your save game and just try all the others out, see what they are. Oh, and if you hang 10 and let the credits run all the way through to the end, you get a little secret conversation, which, in my honest opinion, is nothing special. Final rating? I would say about 6.5 out of 10, only because the boss fights, the static AI, and the lack of side quests, which could have involved me more deeply in the world. I mean, there was some, but there could have been more. Anyway, I do recommend you give it a go, especially if you are a fan of the stealth-type gameplay. This has been Brazen Braden. Thank you for joining me here. Please do subscribe, like, comment, and all the rest of it if you're enjoying this series, and I will make a greater effort to finish more games to review. Have a great day. Adios.